I'm here with Dave Risch, head coach of the Cougar cross country teams. And today we are looking back at last Friday's Brissman Lundeen Invitational, which was hosted by Augustana College out in the Quad Cities. And Dave, the first thing I have to ask you about this meet, this was a tremendously large meet. Basically 600 runners in both the men's and women's races. And I have to imagine as a runner that has got to be a hard thing to participate in a meet like that, just I guess basically trying to give yourself some running room.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger races I've been had experience with. 600 runners is a lot of runners, and the start at this course is a little tricky because there's some obstacles and trees sort of along the way, and you kind of get pushed quickly into a narrow area, maybe 150, 200 meters down the straightaway. So yeah, there's a lot of jostling that goes on, but on the bright side, on the positive side, it's really nice having a big field like that because you have a lot of runners consistently running throughout the race. So you don't have large gaps of 10, 15, 20 seconds where there's no runners. So kind of regardless of where you're competing at, you've got a lot of people around you, and that kind of makes it, I think, easier to challenge yourself and to kind of press forward competitively.
You know, Dave, when I think of somebody trying to carve out some room to run in a race like that, that's where I'm especially impressed with a performance like Danielle McCormick's. Danielle finished in the top like 17 or 18% of that field. She set a personal best time, actually not just set it, she clobbered her previous best by 45 seconds. And that's, you know, I think really to turn in that kind of a performance in this type of situation, that's really saying something.
Yeah, it was really an awesome race for her. Certainly one that we knew she was able to run, and I think she has even more ahead of her. But it's always good to kind of step back and say, hey, great job on this race before we start looking to the future. For her, she was able to get out to a good start and get with some runners who were pushing the pace, and so she was in with a quicker crowd, I think, in this race, and that kind of enabled her to get kind of pulled along with that group, and that really helped her time a lot because, you know, when you PR by 5 seconds, that's a huge deal, and she PR'd by, I think, 45 seconds. It's just a tremendous amount. So it was a really, really strong race for her, and we were really thrilled with that. So I think getting off with the crowd that she did, the people around her, that really helped her to compete and lower her time.
All right, Dave, another angle, I guess, to the women's race. You were without a couple of your top runners, and that gave a few of the others a chance to step up. Cynthia Garcia moved up all the way to the second finisher for the Cougar women. Kelly Guastella was third, and then the fourth and fifth finishers, definitely an opportunity to contribute. It was good to see them step up. I'm talking about Molly Miklos and Liz Dornbush.
Yeah, there's a lot of information in there that you went over, and I agree with everything that you said. The bright side, you never like missing some runners, but the real bright side is that it does give other runners the opportunity to step up and sort of run into a scoring situation for us. And so that definitely happened. Everybody kind of got moved up without our second and third runners. And we definitely, I feel like Cynthia Garcia has just done really nice for us all season long. And she's just a joy to work with, and her time just keeps getting better and better each race, which obviously is what we want, but I think the margin that it's getting better is what kind of opens our eyes and sort of makes us say, wow, she's just done a great job. And a lot of that is based on her hard work, and she follows directions well. And so, yeah, she PR'd by 1 minute and 7 seconds, which is just a huge amount. And we look forward to more of that in the coming weeks. Kelly Guastella ran a great race. She PR'd by 9 seconds, and she set a course best time by like 33 seconds. So that was a really good race for Kelly. And then you mentioned Molly Miklos, who has just been an absolute joy to work with. I love working with her. She's just a good, she has a great attitude, actually, and she's a very hard worker. And when somebody combines a good attitude and a good work ethic, good things are going to come from that. And so we expect great things from her moving forward. And she's done a nice job to this point. And I think she's going to continue to develop, and it'll be fun to watch that. And Liz Dornbush, you know, Liz came to us a couple of years ago as a new runner, and she's just really improved week to week, and she's getting stronger and healthier, and she's looked really good this year, and she ran a great race for us, and I was so happy and proud of her for moving into that 5th spot for us and being our 5th scorer. It was just a real great accomplishment for Liz.
All right, moving over to the men's side now. Your top 3 finishers, Josh Warren, Aaron Boyer, and Ryan Westlow, no big surprises there. But right behind, you had a couple different runners that were that, as you like to say, running in pack. And talk a little bit about those runners, and I guess maybe for some of us who aren't as familiar with cross country, just talk about the advantages of pack running.
Well, I'll start with your second point there. The advantages of pack running is that it allows you to kind of work together. It's just like anything you do in life. If you do it on your own, it's a little tougher, but if you're with a group of people, it's just easier to motivate yourself and to kind of encourage one another. And so it's really important when you've got a pack of 2, 3, 4 runners working together that they do talk to each other and that they say positive things to each other. And if one starts struggling and falling back a little bit, the one that's feeling good needs to say, hey, you know, get up here and run next to me, not behind me. So it's always good to have a group of guys together like that. And certainly Chris Rodriguez and Anthony Guerrero and Christian Rasmussen, those 3 were packed really close together within a matter of a few seconds. And so they've been training together, and when you are working together and your training paces are the same, it just makes it really good that pack can carry over and kind of work together in a meet as well. So we've been able to do that with those 3. And actually John Hoffman is in with that pack, and he was just slightly behind them last week, but he'll be with them next week.
All right, now this weekend, Dave, you have a new meet on your schedule. Tell us a little bit, give us a little background on Friday's Illinois Intercollegiate Championships.
Well, it's a meet that they've hosted at various places. I think Illinois State used to have it up until 2 or 3 years ago. And we went, I think, 1 year, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. But it's a meet I've always wanted to go to, and it worked out this year that we were able to fit it into our schedule. And it's just a really good meet because it gets all the Illinois schools together, and I know other states kind of do a similar thing. It's sort of like a state meet, but for colleges. And so there's going to be all the divisions of NCAA will be there, and then some NAIA schools as well as some junior colleges. So it's a real nice mix of schools. Last I heard, there's going to be about 25 or 26 colleges represented, and I expect it to be a pretty big meet again this week with probably upwards of 300 runners in each race. And another really good thing about it for the women is that it gives them a chance to run a 5K, which we don't really get to run many of those, but this week it will be a 5-kilometer race, so it gives our women a chance to maybe get onto our 5K all-time list and just to kind of run something that's just a little bit shorter.
All right, Dave, I'd like to thank you for your time this afternoon, and congratulations on a well-run meet out at Augustana, and good luck to the Cougars this weekend.
Thank you, and good luck to all the Cougar teams.